Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Potty Plane Entertainment. My name is Chris, and in case you don't know, I'm running out of breath. I review movies and I rank them on a scale of 0 to 100 in increments of 5. I have no idea what just happened there. That was weird. That makes me feel better. Okay, so today we are going to be talking about Paul Thomas Anderson's newest film, Licorice Pizza. I saw this movie a couple weeks ago. Finally getting a chance to review it. So let's jump into it. So Licorice Pizza stars Alana Haim, Cooper Hoffman, who is the son of Philip Seymour Hoffman. Rest in peace. I miss that guy every day. And in his film debut, Sean Penn and Bradley Cooper. It was directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, and it was produced by Jason Cloth, Aaron L. Gilbert, Daniel Lupi, Susan McNamara, and Joanne Seller. And this tells the story of a girl who's about 25 and a boy who's about 15 who become friends. And it's about their relationship while they're friends for some time in the 70s. And the various mishaps and things they get into. They start some businesses together and they just get into some situations, and it's about that. I went into this really excited. I went into it with very high expectations, and I gotta say, I was disappointed. Some people love this. Me, not so much. I did not hate this movie, but I was let down. I gotta say, I expected a lot more from this. So, but I have a lot of pros for this. I probably have more pros for this than I do cons, so let's get into my pros first, and then I'll talk about what I don't like about it. So first thing is that this is a really funny movie. I thought the humor really landed in this film. They did a really good job, and I found myself laughing quite a bit. The performances are really good. Cooper Hoffman, in his film debut, nails it. Alana Haim, she's great in it. They both have really good chemistry with each other. They're really good together. I like the characters. I found them to be fun and interesting. The lighting in this movie is awesome. It's like really good. Like, this is a really colorful movie, and I love the way the camera lit up the characters in different settings, and lighting that you had in the background as well in wider shots. I thought was really good. The cinematography is really good. Like I said, it's really colorful. It has its moments in it, even though I was overall disappointed with the film. It had its moments. There's this one great scene where Alana Haim is driving a moving truck down, like, the winding roads. I think in San Francisco, because I think San Francisco is kind of known for that. But they're going down these winding, thin roads, and she's driving it backwards, but it's out of gas. So she's just putting it in neutral and letting it free fall while she controls it. It was a really, really good scene. I also like how Life on Mars was actually in the movie. So it's a song that was in the trailer, right? A lot of times, like, they put songs in trailers. Actually, 99% of the time, they put a song in a trailer and then it's not in the movie, but you kind of like associate that song with the movie. Well, they actually do put it in the movie here, and I like that. It was the same thing with like the Immigrant Song with Thor Ragnarok. I loved how that song was actually in the movie, not just in the trailer to hype you up for the movie. Let's see. I also thought this movie captured the 70s really well without overdoing it, without pouring it on so thick. Like, hey, look at all the 70s nostalgia. Look, it's ABBA. Like, they don't do all that, which is cool. I really like the look of LA in this movie. And I also like how it worked history into the script. Like, one of the businesses that the two of them start together is waterbeds. Because that was like a new revolutionary thing in the 70s. Of course, it was a fad that died out. Nobody has waterbeds anymore. But there was an oil shortage at one point in the 70s, and they were talking about how that was affecting their waterbed business. So I thought that was cool as well. And I wrote colorful on there twice. I don't know why. Okay, so let's get into my cons, because I do have quite a bit to say. So, for one thing, this movie doesn't really seem to have much of a narrative. It's sort of just a bunch of sequences tied together, and it doesn't really flow well. This movie, like, almost doesn't really know what it wants to be about. And I can tell it was done on purpose. It just didn't really work for me. I'll talk about that last. This movie also just feels pointless. It really does. I could have gone the rest of my life without seeing this. I would have been perfectly fine. I just don't get why this movie was made. It's weird at times. Like, there's this scene where Cooper Hoffman is putting on this play, and it's like literally the worst play in existence. Like, who wrote this crap? It's awful. Awful. It's like this sing along pillow thing. It's just the worst thing I've ever seen. Also, the title, Licorice Pizza. You know that there's not licorice or pizza in this movie? Why is it called that? I didn't even care enough to Google it. Also, Cooper Hoffman's character isn't really flawed. He's kind of perfect in this movie, actually. And that kind of bugged me a little bit. And overall, I was just really underwhelmed by this. I expected so much more. But let's get into the main topic of this film. And I'm sure that Paul Thomas Anderson knew people were going to be talking about this. I mean, he took a big gamble with this, and I think for a lot of people it paid off, but for me it didn't. So basically, and I'm about to spoil the ending for you, but it's really predictable, so I don't care. But basically, at the end of the movie, the girl and the guy, Alana Haim and Cooper Hoffman, they end up together. But she's 25 and he's 15. And I just remember thinking, if the gender roles were switched in this movie probably would have gotten banned in a lot of countries. But no, it's because it's an older girl and a minor guy. Nobody seems to care. I'm seeing a lot of critics giving this movie a 100 rating, and they just shouldn't. I didn't like that at all. It's just, it's such a terrible idea. Like, why would you make... I'm 22. Imagine me dating a 15-year-old kid. She's 25. It's weird. And it's not cool. What were they thinking? That's gross. No, this is not okay. Wow. That was such a bad idea, and it really makes me mad. Why? Like, there's this weird, sexual tension between them throughout the whole movie. And I didn't think it was going to happen. I actually held out hope that they were going to end up together. Even after she shows him her boobs, I still held out hope. And the movie did it anyways. And it's just gross. I don't know why they did that. It's not cool. It's weird. I'm done talking about this. And I think I'm being generous by giving this movie this rating. I'm going to give Licorice Pizza a 70. I did enjoy this movie. I especially liked Sean Penn and Bradley Cooper in the movie. I did enjoy it, but it just let me down in so many ways, especially the ending, that I can see myself revisiting this, but I don't see myself ever loving this. I was underwhelmed and disappointed. Even though I liked it, I did like this movie, but I expected so much more, especially based on what people are saying. Like, as of recording this movie has an 8.0 on IMDb and it has a 90 on Metacritic. So I was hyped for this movie, and it wasn't really there. It wasn't really there for me. I know a lot of people love this movie, and if you do, I'm glad you do. But it just wasn't really there for me. So thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to Popular Entertainment for more. Hit the like button. Leave me reviews, suggestions down in the comments down below. Follow me on Instagram at Popular Entertainment for channel updates, and much love.